is up, everybody? My name is Dayton Thompson and welcome to Burndown. So if you watched my last episode, you know that I have a race coming up, the Boogeyman, and a couple days here over at Irwindale for an 8th mile grudge style drag race. The car is running good, but one issue that I've actually been having with the car is the fuel pressure has been dropping, and then I have a little tiny filter that I got. I'm like, oh, this will be fine, I'll just clean it regularly. Well, regularly for that filter is like every time I take it out, which is kind of a pain in the ass. I put it under the car thinking I didn't have to get to it all the time. Well, I'm going to revamp that because race cars need their filters changed a lot, especially when you're on E85 and you're trying to flow all that fuel. And if it plugs up at all and it changes the fuel pressure, it changes fuel ratio, which is very bad in a boosted application. And I've already kind of leaned it out twice. One time real good, the next time not so much. I mean, it was, but still to the point to where I probably should have blown that thing to pieces twice now. So instead of a third time and blowing it to pieces, I'm going to hopefully fix the issues. We're going to install this in place of the one that is in there right now. And then since I'm already added, eventually I need to upgrade the size of the line. I have a -6 line in there, which was fine for the NA power I was making, but now with the added fuel consumption of the, obviously the E85, and because we are boosted, it needs more fuel. So this will be the start of the fuel system upgrade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in line. It's a little bit bigger, so I shouldn't have to clean it every single time I run the car. I could probably do it on like a monthly basis for as much as I run this thing. And then I'm going to put it in the trunk instead of under the car. So when I have to change it, I don't have to roll around like an idiot on the ground, or if anything's bad, I can stand there and pull it out and look at it. So we're going to go down to G&J. I'm going to get all the fittings and things necessary to plumb this in. And then you and I are going to put this in this afternoon, make sure the fuel pressure is good, there's no leaks. And then we're going racing. I think it's tomorrow. Tomorrow's the race. So let's go to G&J, get some fittings. Let's do it. You want to go G&J? Do you want to go? Do you want to go bye-bye? You want to go riding? Come on, let's go. I'm leaving without you, girl. Come on. Mom won't mind if you get in her car. Oh, that looks perfect. You ready to go? You bring the ball? Here. There. Extra room, you good? So before I get out of here, I want to share with you guys real quick that I am driving the wife's car today because she got a bolt in her tire yesterday, and we have to go to the tire store and get her new front tires today. But until then, I'm rocking the donut, and I always laugh at the people and like bitch to them like, how are they doing 80 on the freeway on a donut? How come it doesn't explode and fall off? Well, today is my day to do 80 on a donut and see if it doesn't explode and fall off, because I got things to do. So sometimes you just got to roll on a donut and check it out. Maybe we should see how fast it's rated for. I don't know. She looks sturdy. We'll just go. We're gonna be all right. Let's get out of here. Let's go rolling on the donut. Rolling on the donut. Rolling on the donut. I don't know. I've actually never had to roll in a donut. Every car I've ever owned, previously to the ones that I have now, like even my truck has a full-size spare, I've never had a little shit box that had a donut. And then if I did, I've always just been lucky. I've never really gotten a flat where I needed to actually rock that thing and drive around. But now I'm actually driving somewhere instead of just trying to get home. We're driving somewhere with a purpose on our donut. So we're rolling on the donut. How do you feel about that? You okay? You concerned? She don't care. She don't care. She don't care. I don't care. All right, we got our fittings. Although they didn't have a bender, I want to get a -8 bender, which like be 1/2 inch, because I have to do the whole fuel line at some point. I'm just doing it in the trunk for now, but I still have a couple bends I got to do. The bending it over your leg with the bigger tubing just ain't gonna happen. There's not enough wall structure, and you always kink it. So I struggled with the -10 that comes out of the tank into the pump. So I'm not gonna struggle because I got to do a whole -8 fuel setup at some point. So we're gonna go see if we can find a bender and then go home and work. All right, so we had to make a lot more stops than I thought, but we got the band tubing bender that cost $1 billion, and that is it. So we are on our way back home. Peaches and I are rolling. We rolled on the donut the whole time, and she was wondering if we could spin the donut, because the donut's only like that wide, so I wonder if this car will burn out on the donut. So we're gonna stop up here and see if we can get the car to do a burnout on the donut. Maybe it'll spin that wheel, maybe it won't. I think it's traction control. I'm just gonna punch it and see what it does. All right, girl, you ready? You see if we can spin the donut. And stop. Ready? We're gonna punch it. 1, 2, 3. Oh! Spun the donut, dude. We did it, girl. We did it. All right, let's not turn up the wire car. Let's go home. All right, so it is that time of the day where I finally get to work on the Malibu. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna back it in the driveway so I don't have to lay in the dirt. I can just lay on the concrete. Let's spin this thing around and get started. Well, there we have it. Second time's a charm. That battery is the world's worst battery. It's like I said before, it's the same one. It's supposed to be a year lifespan. I've had it for like 3. And the terminal is just dying. And if I clean it, it works, but it's just, the thing's falling apart, it's dying. So hopefully it'll continue to start at least for another little while and get me through these last couple events. So, ta-da! So I also got this janky fitting with this pump. And I kept it. I almost threw it away, but I was like, I ended up having to use it. So we got this going to there, which was just kind of a temporary fix once I put this pump back in. So now we're gonna replace this with a good fitting. I've got the new filter, and then we'll make a new line, and then we'll go to that bulkhead. And then I'm gonna take the filter out that's underneath. So let's get cracking. It's always a good idea to take the battery terminal off when you're playing with fuel or anything flammable. Dumb things can't happen, and I really don't feel like catching on fire today. So, fuel. Wow, dude, this thing eats a lot of fuel because I just put some in the other day, and then I just took it for a little drive, and we don't have that much left. So, I'm gonna drain as much as I can, and then we'll just break everything loose, and then I'll try to turn this thing up so it doesn't fill my whole trunk with fuel. But let's try that. All right, since we're at it, we might as well check this. This is my pre-filter, obviously, that goes into the pump. So my plan worked. Nothing's coming out because we got enough fuel drained out of here. Okay, this thing's actually not too bad. There's a little bit of stuff, but we'll just clean it out, throw it back together, and throw it back in. So here is the fuel filter I'm going to use. It's a 25 micron Magna Fuel. And then these are just all the fittings that I need to connect it. So just to keep everything together. And then I bought this because I had the filter underneath the car, which I'm going to eliminate. So what we're going to do next, I tentatively have the filter where I think I would like it in the trunk. But unfortunately, I don't have a lot of steel in the trunk. There's lots of rust holes, I guess you could call them. But I want to make sure that wherever I run it, I'm able to secure the filter, and I'm going to punch some holes real quick, so that way, because I've been looking on the top and then look underneath, and a point of reference and just guessing really isn't going to do it. So I'll put the filter right where I want it. We'll punch a small 1/8" hole, make sure there's enough steel there to mount it in that location. Then we'll mount it and we'll make some hard lines, and Bob's your uncle. We should be rolling. Oh, there's no metal there. Here? And nope. So we are close to metal, but not quite. So got to come back and over a little bit. So we can sink it right here. There's no steel. We'll be good. All right, winner. We're a little off center from where I wanted to land it. I wanted to go from here straight to there, but because we didn't have any steel, I had to move it over a little bit, but not the end of the world. So now we just need a line from this guy to here, and then from this guy to here. That is what my fuel system is going to look like now. I'm flaring the ends, and I wanted to show you guys a quick tip on using one of these flare tools. I used to just look at it, eyeball it, and get it close, and then sometimes if it's a little long, your flare is junk, or if it's a little short, your flare is off. So here's a really simple way. You find a flat surface, turn this thing upside down, and you'll get a perfect depth on the flare tool. So let me show you real quick. So you got your flat surface, which is here, and then I like to just snug it up just a little bit and get it close, get it to where you think, you know, you're good to go. Like right here, it's pretty damn close, but it's not 100%. You stick it on a flat surface, you can back it off so it's flat, push down on this guy so it's flat, snug it down, bam, and it's in there perfectly flat. I don't know if you can see it or not, but we're good to go. So I'll flare this and then on to the next line. So we got one line down, one to go. All right, so here's a look at our new fuel filter. And basically we just got the new fitting here. We just cleaned up a bit. That is it. I had to put a little jog in it again because there was no metal here. I wanted to mount this in line with that. But this is live, so we mounted it here. We got the jog in it, and I don't care as long as it works and we go fast and win. All right, so that is what the fuel system in the trunk looks like now. And now it's time to install this guy. This is a male-to-male AN adapter Stash 6. So this is essentially going to eliminate the filter I have underneath. So let's crawl underneath and get this handled. Oh, fuel. Yeah, I thought it was a great idea to put this underneath here because I didn't think I was going to have to service it so regularly. And then after a few times of having issues, I realized I got to land it here, dump E85 on myself to pull this rinky-dink filter. You know what though? I made 500 horsepower on the dyno with this guy, so we'll keep it. It'll get me out of a pinch somewhere in the future, I would imagine. Line number 3. Thought I was going to make 2 lines, but we got 3. So this will go up underneath the car. We'll climb underneath, tighten this down, install it, make sure it's all snug. Double check these, throw the battery on, cycle the key, and hopefully we are winners. Let's go do it. These are all good. Let's crawl underneath. Like a glove, baby. These are awesome. It's time to make some noise. Gotta tighten that one up. So we got one. Let's see if there's any other. So there's that dude. Double check underneath. Man, I thought it was slick too. Uh-oh. No, it's just the one. Tighten it up. We'll try again. Now we're good. Okay, last and final step. Leaks are good, lines are in. Now I gotta cut the zip tie, pull the hose for vacuum to the regulator, and to see what my fuel pressure is at. It should be at 58 pounds is where you set it. And then when you put the vacuum line on, the vacuum will drop it down, and then what happens under boost, it'll add a pound per pound of boost to the fuel, so you have fuel, and you can have a party. And if you don't have fuel, then your party gets crashed big time. Let me get that all situated. We'll double check that, then we're good to go. Maybe we can go for a quick spin around the block, see how she's running. Hey Lou, you look silly like that. You wanna go riding dirty? You gonna go riding dirty? Yeah, you ready? You ready? Come on, let's go. Let's go riding dirty. You ready? You ready, girl? Oh, you know what? We gotta go home, girl. We don't have any fuel. I didn't put any gas back in. That's not very smart at all. Shit. We almost ran out of gas. I never put gas back in. Let's put gas in and then we'll try it again. So for any of you keeping track, I did not put fuel in. I don't think she was too happy about that, the co-pilot. Let me put fuel back in and then we'll do it again. So, dude, I almost ran out. It was kind of sputtering and stuff. As soon as I got down to the end of the road, I was like, why is it dying on me? And then the light bulb went off. I was like, oh shit, we don't have any gas. Like, I almost ran out, but we made it back safe. I'll put a couple gallons in, we'll make a pool, and then we'll come back home, hopefully in one piece once again. You don't want to ride dirty? You don't ride dirty? Okay. All right, you give up. I get it. I would too. So I don't know if you can see in there, but right, like that's the line, and that's the bottom of the tank. Oops. We almost ran out of gas. My co-pilot decided to ditch me. We'll try it one more time, quick lap, double check everything's good to go, and that's it, it's a wrap. All right, that is it for the test drive. It looks like we're getting more fuel than we actually need, which is a good thing. I can just back the regulator down a little bit. I didn't touch the regulator. It's in the same spot, but that other filter was restrictive, or it would just get plugged so fast that it wasn't good. So I'm happy that we have more flow. Now I have to dial it in a little bit better before we head to the track tomorrow, because I got my first garage race with the Boogeyman. So keep an eye out, look out for that. I'm gonna give it hell tomorrow. You guys wish me good luck. That is it, I am out. And thank you for watching Burn Down.